So remember, I produced live events. And one of those live events was every year I'd throw this big party at South by Southwest. And there was a guy who would come to that party every year and invariably just stand in the middle, whether it was like the years when I did it inside or when we did it outside. He would stand in the best like part of the crowd where you could hear, you know, the sound the best. And he would just stand there for hours. And I'd go and talk to him, and he was just like very kind of like charismatic figure with crazy hair. His name was Johnny Caps. And when I built my company, he was like one of the 24 people that I knew. And I hit him up, and I'm like, you need to pay attention to what's going on Musically. This is back in 2016. And, you know, it took him a month to come around, and he was like, here, he calls me one day and he says, yo, I've been reading these emails you get me, so, you know, so you've been sending me, sorry for delayed response. You have a meeting tomorrow at 300 with Kevin Liles, dress nice. And I'm like, Google Kevin Liles. Cause I come from Wall Street. Like I've been doing whatever I've been doing. I don't know everybody, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, sick. I get it. You know, Def Jam found like, you know, one of the early partners in Def Jam, Brand Warner Music Group, like big guy. So I get in there, pitch my idea. Kevin said some favorable stuff about me, sends me home. And then I get a call that night. You're meeting with Lyor tomorrow. And I'm talking about Lyor Cohen, who is the founder of 300 at the time, was still there. And that meeting the next day, say that again?
Founder of Def Jam as well, right?
Yeah, founder of Def Jam. And then president or whatever of Warner Music Group. And then spun off 2014 to start 300 with Kevin and a couple others. And that was June of 2016. Between June of 2016 and December 2016, I had 11 meetings with Lyor, and they were awesome, energetic, and hilarious at the same time. And that culminated in us agreeing for me to become the agency of record with regards to influencers for 300 starting January 2017. And that was the game changer for me, because I was still trying to claw my way into this business as an outsider. I have no awareness about how this goes. All I know is like how Musically works, but I really don't know the sensitivities and interests of my clients, because I don't know how labels work really. But then all of a sudden they gave me office space. They gave me a seat in their marketing meetings. And I'm like, holy shit. Now, with all this information that none of the people in this room have, I also understand what their sensitivities are and what makes them tick. And together I was like, I just felt unstoppable. And of course I didn't learn everything right away. It's taking me, you know, years, and almost 4 years. And I still probably, you know, there's people there who've forgotten more than I currently know, but I do understand with a lot of empathy what my clients want. And I'm able to skew my offering on my agency towards that, because in some way I am my own client, because Crowned is the label and I basically hire myself or I leverage those resources of my agency to help my own artists. So amongst other things, like that's been very, very helpful.